Yo, what's happening? What's going down? DAWGZ Gotta Eat, Week 5 post game versus the San Francisco 49ers.
We took that L, dog.
Shout out to my people that's 49ers fans. Hook me up with this too. Title Chasers, get your gear, titlechasers.com. Anything custom gear for any of your sports needs. If you're looking for jerseys, uniforms for the kids, anything, Title Chasers, they got you. They got you. Look them up. Said I was getting a drink ready. You know what I mean? Special White Walker edition. I had to get the drink ready because we took that L, baby. We took that L. Listen, let me tell you something. First and foremost, there is no pass without the running game. There is none. None. It's not going down. If you don't establish Nick Chubb, there's nothing. It's a wrap. It's a total wrap. So if we don't get in a position and stop getting out of that 4 receiver set and trying to run Chubb, what are we doing? That is not going to work. So I put that part of the L with our offense. I put that really on Freddie Kitchen even more than Baker, because Baker really didn't get out there and throw a whole lot of passes because wasn't no opportunities to throw a whole lot of passes. Number 2, Greg Robinson. And you continue to play that way. I'm pointing out you specifically, because all the highlights are Nick Bosa coming through you. You specifically. I know you're filling in big shoes, but you got to stand up and you got to block to the end of the play. You got that man's back. His back is to you. He's a right-handed passer. That is the importance of the left tackle position. If you can't block to the end, get out, bruh. Because what you're doing is you making Baker vulnerable every single time. And we can't keep doing that. That's the main thing. The weakness of the left side is a problem that all these defensive coordinators can see and already know about, because Joe Thomas is no longer here. He's no longer here. He's analyzing. He's an analyst. So if you can't step it up, we're going to take that L every time. And Baker can never be comfortable in the pocket, and he's going to look like a chicken with his head cut off. Another thing, I know Baker has a lot of things going on. You know, you're married now. You're doing Hulu commercials. But you got to stay with that same energy that you left out with at the end of last year. If you don't, they're preparing for you with that energy that you had at the end of the last year. This ain't even about how much stuff you talking, responding to the media. That's not the factor. The factor is this is something that happens every time with the Browns year after year when it comes to the second year of a quarterback that we just got. Every year. Now you got to ask yourself why. Why every year? How come every following year we go through the same thing? You can't always blame it on the line, but the majority of the time you can blame it on the line. Last year we finally got it together with the line. And now we're in some injuries and some shifting along. But we're not 100% together. He can never be comfortable. And especially for a second year quarterback, he needs to be comfortable. Because what's going to happen next, and I hate to make predictions like this, but what's going to happen next if Robinson and whoever's on the left side don't get it together and don't get it solid and block to the end, what's going to happen is Baker's going to get hurt. And he's going to be out for most of the year. And we're going to have another quarterback change. Because that's what happens. That's what's been happening year after year after year. It's like the Madden curse. If you don't lock that down, you're just making that quarterback vulnerable to all that pressure that's coming. Baker can run. He can get out the pocket. But y'all not blocking to the end. The main sacks that happened were the sacks that Greg Robinson hit 2 blocks. Boom, boom. Oh, he got away from me. You can't do that, bro. You got to keep them feet moving all the way around. Keep that man in the circle. I can see if he cut back to the inside and faked you out, but it's not even happening like that. You're giving up after 2-3 plays. That's the difference between our run blocking and our pass blocking. Now, Chubb. We can't run Chubb out of a 4-receiver set and expect him to do what he needs to do. Freddie, you're failing. You're failing. Last week, you ran 2 tight ends and you ran a power. You was running power on the left side. That was the difference, because there was somebody on that side to help Robinson out. And he might be a decent run blocker, but his pass blocking is terrible. Terrible. You're not keeping up. And they running all over you. So if you want to help Nick Chubb, if you want to eat up the clock and take control of the game, this is what we need to do. Not sitting 4 and 5 receiver sets to throw to nobody. If Callaway is back. Callaway, you messed up. You messed up big. But still, why are we running 5 receiver sets with 5 and 6 wide receiver? We shouldn't be running those. That's not the time to run. You see Sherman is ready. They ready. They playing 6-5 people deep almost every play because you can't control the front 4. It's only 4 men. And if you had ran strong on those 4 men with 6-7 blockers and let Chubb do his thing, we wouldn't be here right now. But you didn't do that. 49ers, on top of that, they just played a great game. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't play a great game, but he played a great game by accentuating what was working for them. That's what we are not doing. Half of the reason why Tennessee, San Francisco ran up the score is because we're not controlling the ball when we have the ball. If we have to put the trust in the dude that's getting you a faithful 5 yards per carry every time. He's been doing it dolo. And he still did it dolo even though we lost. He still did it. So Freddie, you're not trusting in your play calling the dude that's getting it done. And I said this before. All this 4 and 5 receiver set is not getting you anywhere. So at what point do you decide to change it up and do something different? This is not what got you the job, running those kind of plays. And it's the same exact plays. It's the same exact plays that Baker's getting picked on. It's the same exact plays that it's dual coverage out there that he's having to throw to. And when you look at the replay when he's getting sacked and you look down the field, if you have decent field vision, you see everybody's covered. Everybody's covered. And some of you guys, I ain't naming no names, but some of you receivers, y'all not running full speed. And if you don't run the route full speed, what happens? He got to wait till somebody open up. You don't know if you beat him, if you're not, but you just tired of running the route because you're not getting the ball. Yo. Hard to swallow, but it's the truth. We got a lot of cleaning up to do. And it's not, San Francisco is a good team. That's not taking anything away from them because, first of all, Nick Bosa did his thing. Ohio State up in there. And, the whole flag thing, that was cute. It was real cute. But shout out to Nick Bosa. He had an excellent game. Like I said before, I told you guys in the pregame, that was what we needed to stop if we wanted to be successful. We couldn't let their running game start. And as you see, it's the running game that they had that killed us. It wasn't Jimmy really passing because he still passed back to his running back, which was one of the touchdowns. And the other one was Kittle. It was nobody else but Kittle. Wasn't no Pettis. Wasn't nobody else jumping off. You knew who it was going to be, and you still fell for it. Now, that takes me to our defense and defensive coordinator. I think you're doing a great job up front, but I don't and haven't since the beginning of the season, haven't been liking what we're doing with our secondary because everything seems to be a zone. It seems to be all zone. Mitchell is getting beat a lot at the cornerback position. He can't cover within 5 yards. He can only cover within 10 yards. And when it comes to fast slants, they're going to get that 5 every time. There was one key play where they could have took for another touchdown where Mitchell was outright beat. Outright beat within 5 yards and couldn't even catch up to smack the feet and throw him off. And if he had caught that ball, he would have been out, and I was petty. He would have been gone. But see, that's another one of the points. Like, those are the areas that we have to get stronger. Or when we win, even when we win, the last couple games we've been winning, we ain't been winning them easy when it comes to these specific areas. Because even in the Baltimore game, there was still times where Baker's having to dance around because ain't nobody getting open. OBJ double covered, and he's still catching a couple passes, but y'all letting passes slip off your hands. Boom. We letting passes get batted, go in the air. Boom. We can't do it. We can't do it. This game, and this time it ain't about stats, nothing. It's just some of the things that we're doing. Like I said, 1, fundamental pass blocking. 2, fundamental tackling. Defense, horrible tackling. Some of you guys are getting really tired. I know the defense has been on the floor for a long time, but you gotta go to the end. You gotta run into the end like I was doing before. You can't get tired and let the guy just go throw him down and you give him 2 yards because you threw him forward. It's not gonna work. Pass coverage. Everything is a zone. I don't know who number 40 was, but Kittle right over the middle running past you. You're the safety. You are the end. Nothing gets past you when you playing safety. That was my position. Safety corner, halfback. Nothing gets past you. Now I will say one thing. After I think it's Juszczyk, number 44, excellent pass block. I believe in running the kind of offense with pass blocker. I come from that type of offense. You know, the play that was scored on, you know, where he went 83 yards. When you got people like that knock that first man out, now your running back has an easier job because that first guy that would have shut him down is now out of the way, and he 1-2 jukes. He got 1 or 2 men to juke before he sees daylight, and he's out of there. So these are the things that I find, you know, are kind of the things that are eating us up no matter who they are. Kyle Shanahan just did, and the defensive coordinator, but they both did an excellent job of exposing that on both ends. You know, even our losses, Baltimore didn't do a good enough job of exposing our losses in the secondary, and we ate them up. In our schemes and coverages, it seems that the schemes and coverages they're not confusing the defense. We're still staying, no matter what it is, in four guys up front, maybe 5, you know, once in a while, but we're not all out switching to a 5-2, a big 5-2, or you know, 3-4 even, and putting more guys in the secondary. And when we do, it looks more like prevent than like a QB man spy or anything else. We just look like we're running prevent. We have to get those things in check. Play calling, offense, gotta get in check. Everybody got on the same page. You guys can't be catching bricks and one-handed passes all preseason and practices and then dropping basic balls in the game. It don't add up. So we got a lot of going back to the drawing board to do, because we're gonna face our toughest opponents right now. Patriots coming up right now. Seahawks right now. And we can't go into losing so many games in this early area before we hit the stretch of weaker opponents. We got to knock these guys down. And we still have a chance, you know. But shout out to the 49ers. Hats off. They played an excellent game, and they played to their strengths. And that's what I see. They played to their strengths. They weren't trying to go for the long bomb. They weren't trying to do certain things. They played to their strengths. And what Baker and Freddie need to realize right now, that long bomb, even though we got the potential, it's not open. It's not even open for discussion if Nick Chubb and our running game are not knocking down the wall. And Nick is an excellent running back. He's an excellent running back. He still almost got 100 yards today. in the loss. So we need to check ourselves, and we need to see what we need to fix and focus on the things that we're doing right and stay there, because we're not staying there right now. We're going back, flipping back and forth. Freddie wants to keep flipping back to the 4 or 5 receiver set. Yo, you can't do that with a weak left side, bro. Let me get off that. Ooh, this is Mike. This is Dogs Gotta Eat. That's my post game. I had the Browns at +4.